I'll open it up. Right over here. Right over here. See if Roxy wants to come home. Hey, girl. You want to come see Dad? You want to come out and hang out? Yeah. Good morning, Evan. What's happening? Roxy's gonna be eating here, I think Wednesday, so we'll go ahead and take her out. Might make sure I hold them all before. Yeah, minus it. I think most of your tegus though aren't so food motivated. You know what I mean? My dog. I'm not afraid of the boogeyman. My daughter's boyfriend had a tegu, and he said same thing. He said that his didn't seem so food motivated. You know what I mean? As my Savannah monitor, but his one, you see their big old jowls. Well, they probably got a worse bite than a Savannah monitor just because of the muscles that they have in their jaw. Well, he said he was holding him one day and he don't know if he got startled or what, but it bit him right on the inside of his arm, and he ended up getting rid of it after that. So yeah, well, it's the same thing with your Savannah monitors, but they, my Savannah monitor, even when she was little, I wore those thin mechanics gloves because fucking, even when she was only this big, dude, I'm telling you, it wasn't like, gonna break my finger, but I could not believe how fucking hard she already could bite because I let her bite my fucking hands with those gloves trying to teach you, hey, fucking, it's not food. You know what I mean? So, but it took the longest fucking time, you know. Yeah, I got the unboxing video of her. I got lots of videos on here of my Savannah monitor. I got where she bit me on the fucking ear. Remember that? Fucking. Because I'm telling you, when they're little, anything that's bite sized, they think that it could possibly be food. So, but I trained mine by giving her a fist. When she come running at my fingers, I'd fucking ball my hand up like this. Not like I was gonna punch her or nothing, but just to show her that obviously my hand's too big to eat. And she would stop. Sometimes she'd still come up and like try to grab a fucking pinky or something, or my thumb. And I just had to sit there and hold it. And, after a few times, she realizes, yeah, it ain't food, but if you do this, she'd still instantly go into food motivated, motivation, like fucking, it's gotta be food. Is that food? And I mean, literally, if I did that and stand up, she'd try climbing up my fucking leg to get my fingers. I mean, big time food drive. And that's the other thing too. You gotta be real careful with Savannah monitors not to overfeed them. They'll act like they're fucking starving, even though they're not, and people overfeed them all the time. You know, they really should be nice and thin and slender, not fucking like skinny. But, you know, yes, you should see a little bit of a fucking bulge. You know, they shouldn't be just narrow, you know. All you should be a little bit of a bulge in where their belly is. But when they're walking around on, you know, up on their hunches, you know, up on their feet, they shouldn't be dragging their belly on the floor. You know, I feed my Savannah Monitor once a fucking week. That's it. When I was trying to feed her every fucking, you know, twice a week, fucking, she was getting what to me was fat. You know, and you got to be real careful. So I said, no, you know what? I'll just go and just give her one decent sized meal once a week, and that's it. You know, and depending, hi baby, depending on what her body looks like, I might hold her out a little longer than a month. You know what I mean? Sometimes when I give her, no, I don't fucking feed rats. No, Savannah monitors really 90% of their diet should be bugs. People that are feeding their fucking Savannah monitors rats and mice and all that, it's not good for them. It's too fatty, way too fatty. You know, and that's why most everybody loses their fucking Savannah monitoring within the first 5 years. You know, when you know, like that fucking reptile guy. You know, he can say what he wants, but you know, some of his way he was doing things to me is what happened with his Savannah monitor. Put it that way. And hey, we all make mistakes, you know, but it sucks when we do something wrong that fucking actually fucking, you know, results in us losing our fucking animals. You know, Jesus, I'm gonna get. Well, does it mean I don't know necessarily what tegus eat? Tegus might be totally fine. You know, it all just because some lizards eat fucking rats and mice, some lizards shouldn't, like Savannah monitors. You know, I'm sure they get one or two out in the wild, but they 90% of their diet should be bugs. I give her fucking raw shrimp, you know, the little cocktail shrimp, depending on what size it is, I might have to cut it in half or whatever. But the little tiny fuckers, she's big enough and she you know, she chews them right up and swallows them. And I give her also as a treat is I give her fucking scrambled eggs every once in a while, and I leave the fucking shells right in it. You know what I mean? Crush up the shells and cook it right in with the eggs because the shells got a lot of fucking calcium for them. Which I also put the vitamin D calcium powder on her food too every once in a while. You know, about every other week I'll put the powder to it. You know, but no, tegus are totally different than Savannahs. I don't even think tegus and Savannah monitors even come from the same place. You know what I mean? Savannah monitors are where it's dry and, you know, and shit like that. And I think tegus tend to be more like fucking, see that? I reach straight around. I don't care where her head is anymore. Fucking, I'm gonna stand up. She's gonna try to get to that chair. But I haven't, because I didn't fucking plan on getting a tegu, you know what I mean? As soon as, oh, Dino's out. Huh? She came out. Tegus get big too. Fucking, you know, I'd say tegus for the most part are probably actually bigger than Savannah monitors. Their fucking heads in their jowls for sure. Clint's Reptiles has a great fucking video, dude. I don't know if you've seen it, but Clint's Reptiles has a great tegu fucking video. It's one of his favorite fucking lizards, you know. So if you haven't caught that, go to Clint's Reptiles and check out his fucking tegu video, because I did watch that, and I mean honestly. Yeah, if I didn't have a Savannah monitor already, I probably would have been thinking about getting a tegu, because I want a big, I like the thought of having a big lizard. I used to have a fucking 4.5 foot iguana, but then fucking my girlfriend got pregnant, and then we got married, and Christ, we only lasted a year. Because I fucking got married because, my family's old school. If that tells you anything, my family's old school, so, which I did like her. Or I guess I should say I thought I was in love with her, but I wasn't, obviously. By the time we got married, I pretty much knew that, but my family's old school, so. But see, there's no biting now when I go pick her up, and I can touch her in front of her face and all that. I'm not saying she loves it. I'm not saying she loves it, but I don't get the normal. See, I could do this, and she doesn't. Before she would have fucking run right at my fingers. You saw it. Before, I don't want her getting into that. She'll swallow that. But no, she's really pretty chill. But she acts like a wild one. I'd say she's probably, I hate to say it, but I doubt she was fucking bred in captivity. I think that's might be why, because I don't think all Savannah Monas take as long as her to chill out. I really do. I mean, where she came from down in Florida, who knows where she actually, whether she, I got her from the guy that I got all my Boas from, but I don't know where he actually got her from, and he had a guy that had a warehouse full of animals that they were getting, that had plenty of captive, wild caught animals in that warehouse. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if she probably wasn't even bred in captivity. That might be why she seemed to be so, food aggressive and all that, and took so much longer, I think, than I've seen other people's, But she really is a good girl, though. You see her, she could care less about me. She does the same thing when, what? She's not afraid of the dog. The dog's not really, get out of her butt. That's the only reason he got up. He wanted to sniff her butt. Oh, are you gonna go poop? You better not poop out here. You got your litter box in the other room there, girl. Yes, bud. I know. You get so jealous. I know, bud. Now I guess sniff the table. Good morning. We're hanging out, shooting the shit. Evan's thinking about getting a Tego. If anybody fucking, I think it's my wife still. Oh, we lost number 4. No, but Clint, like I said, Clint Reptiles fucking got a great. Yeah, it is my wife. Got a great video, dude. You'll have to check that out. And his is super chill. You know what I mean? And he's a great guy to fucking actually listen to, because he actually went into, how he got his chill and all that. He's also one that fucking, I grew up with snapping turtles, and I played with a snapping turtle for like 2 days. Fucking, I didn't realize. I thought it was because it looked weird. It had big, like, pig nose in the front. The nostrils were like right pointed up, like, and it had that big coil, neck, but it never snapped at me. So I was like, it can't be a snapping turtle. I left that fucking thing in my hands and everything else. It was only about this big round, but I'm telling you, anybody knows anything about snapping turtles, look at Dino. See back there fucking pulling on that blanket again. But, yeah. And, so finally, the second day, I had to go home, and because my uncle loved animals too. I grew up loving animals because of my uncle, because my uncle had horses, he had a donkey, and he had dogs, and and he had a fucking wicked respect for animals. He just loved animals. So I grew up you know, being respectful of the animals on both sides of my family. That was my father's side, and my mother's side was the same way. Not as they respected animals, but they weren't necessarily the all around love all animals, kind of thing, like my uncle and I. But he told me, look, you're going home. That belongs in the wild. You're not taking anything from the wild and bringing it home, And I was like, no, I get it. And well, that day I decided, I'm going to see if this thing is a snapping turtle. And I kind of poking at it with a stick. I wasn't like beating it up. That's why it took so fucking long probably for it to fucking finally grab a hold of the fucking stick. But it finally did go and fucking grab a hold of that stick. And I was like, holy shit. I couldn't believe I've been playing with that damn thing for 2 fucking days. 2 days and the fucking thing was letting me do whatever I wanted to it and it never fucking tried to bite me. And I mean, I wasn't even, because there was lots of painted turtles out there too. But I did know that there was lots of snapping turtles out there, known to be some big ones. And so anyway, yeah, that kind of like, I was just like, what the fuck? For 2 days, I played with that fucking turtle. But that's why I say I've always been that way, man. It's always seemed to be that way. Dogs that don't fucking like anybody, fucking, for some reason would come up to me and let me pat them, and I'd be patting them, and their fucking owners go, oh my God, don't pat him. And I go, why? And they go, oh, he don't like anybody. But for some reason they like me. The old angry bastards fucking on every job that I've ever worked on. Fucking, you know what I mean? And the type, the ones that fucking just hate everything. Seems like they hate their life and they just can't find any good in anybody, Everything that anybody else does is just wrong, They're assholes, I always seem to get along with them. I'm always sitting at the asshole table and the assholes always seem to like me, but I tell them, assholes all stick together. Hey, leave her alone. Get out of her ass. My dog will let you know whether your animal is a female or a male. It don't matter what it is. Bird, cat, dog, snake, fucking, It don't matter. My dog can tell you because he's got to sniff everything. And then if it's female, he just won't leave it alone. Doesn't matter. My parrot's out. He's trying to shove his nose up her ass. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah, I'm talking about you. But yeah, see, it's awesome when they get this size, Evan, because you don't have to worry about fucking them getting fucking, someplace where you can't find them. And she's nowhere near as fast. That's the other thing too. Taking consideration, the smaller the lizard, the faster they go. I mean, fucking, she was like fucking lightning. When she was little, the only reason fucking I could catch her was because we had that hard floor, that it was like click flooring, so it was smooth. So she'd sit there and spin out. But if it was carpet and she got down, I would have never been able to catch her. That's why, honestly, I didn't take her out too much and ever put her down anywhere because she was way too fucking fast. She's still pretty fast, but she's nowhere near as fast as she used to be. But also, the smaller they are, they can get underneath the oven. They can get in, places that, are a bitch for us to get them out of. You know what I mean? So it's nice when they get her size. She can't get underneath the fucking refrigerator no more. She ain't squeezing her fucking ass underneath the oven. She can't get into any spaces that literally I can't stick my hand in and pull her right out now. You know what I mean? Granted, I did cover my fucking holes up where my snake had gotten loose, so. But yeah, she's just fucking chilling. It is nice having a fucking, an animal room. So that way, Literally, I can go downstairs and hang out for an hour if I want, you know, because I'm not worried. She's gone down. She's fucking taking falls from this high up. You see this? She's taking nosedives this high up coming out of her enclosure because I open it up to fucking change her water bowl or something, and I'll leave the enclosure open. Next thing I know, I hear boom, fucking climbing out of her enclosure. You know, so the stairs don't bother me with her. She's fucking big enough; she can fucking go up and down them stairs, no problem. And like I said, there's even if she gets downstairs, there's no place that she can get. And it's weird too because you'd think that, you know, her being so food motivated, cocoa doesn't seem to bother her. She doesn't try to eat the cocoa, you know, the cocoa substrate that I got in her fucking litter box, you know. Because honestly, this is just grow cocoa. This is just fucking cocoa that you fucking grow hydroponically in. And but it works great because it's so dry, it absorbs her pee right up. Leave her ass alone. Jesus, dog. He's horrible. Yeah. But that's what you got to look forward to. It's just look, she just did a death roll. And she'll do that all day. They're definitely not like the brightest thing. Savannah monitors, you know what I mean? No. She's gone after his ears before, like when he was laying down and she saw his ear sitting there. She's gone up and act like she was gonna grab it, but as soon as she gets close to him, he always stands up. So she's never actually bit him. The only animal that's ever fucking done anything to him is my parrot. My parrot's grabbed him right on the end of his fucking nose, and fucking he didn't like that, you know. But oh, she's gonna do it again. Watch. There you go. She did that with my ear, dude. She did that on my ear. But no, she is a lot of fun though. But you see how I say her legs can go backwards? Like you know what I mean? Dog, get out of the way. Look, hers can go completely backwards. You know, like a fucking squirrel. You know, it's fucked up. They go forward and they go back. It's pretty cool. She got red eyes too, like blood red eyes. Hold still just for a minute. Okay. Watch out. There you go. Go get the blanket. But see, she is a lot of fun. And it's cool just to sit there and watch her do what she's gonna do. But normally it's just I'm gonna go from one spot to another spot and find something to, you know, tug on or see if I can fucking find something to eat. And I just fed her 3 days ago. That's the only reason she looks like she's got a belly on her. Because she's got to poop now. But after she goes poop, she'll thin right down again, and then you'll see two lines. You'll see a line down her sides, and it looks like a wrinkle, which is about perfect. You want to see a wrinkle line there on her belly, not necessarily Tegu's, but on hers. But like I said, she'll do that all day. You know. They're not the brightest, but routine. They do get routines. You know what I mean? You keep up a routine with them, and they'll remember that. You know. But yeah, there's the dog, and Lizard together, but yeah, she don't care about the dog. She's been more curious, like in the beginning. It wasn't, she never looked at any of the dogs because she's gone through a couple sets of dogs now, because we had Rocky and Diesel and she was great with them too. Oh, we'll see what she see. That's see, as soon as she normally starts to get close to him, because she looked like she might try to fucking bite on his fucking toe there, but as soon as she gets close to him, he just gets up, and she doesn't like chase him or nothing. No, she probably gonna go over here and chew on that buckle on the side of my fucking incubator, because she likes to do that. She's getting close. Oh, let's move this chair again. Let's move both of them. There you go. I got half my bathroom fucking done. Told you I was gonna paint my bathroom. I got ceiling. I got walls fucking done. On you, Wally. I got my walls done. But look, I ran out of paint. So now I got a nice green and blue fucking bathroom. But I'm gonna take, I got like this much left in the, about a couple inches left in a fucking gallon. And then I got another different green, but it's about the same color as that green. And I think I'm going to take the two and mix them together, and it'll be close enough. It'll be better than that baby blue in there. But yeah, this is what we do. Babysit animals. But I enjoy it. I enjoy the hell out of it. I guess we could see if Raven's in shed or not. See if she's in a better mood this time. She wasn't angry, as you saw, but she wasn't really into it last time. Oh, she peeked her head right out. It ain't food time, girl. It's not food time. Oh, I want you to see. I know. It gets old. I don't care. It never gets old to me. It never gets old to me. You know, reaching in, taking her out. I love it. I get so much pride in this girl right here. Maybe I've given myself way too much credit, but I do. I have a lot of pride. I am very proud of the fact that I can reach in and take my Boas out. And I know there are other people too. It's a big deal for me, considering I was so fucking afraid of them. You know, afraid of snakes that, you know, and I know, and everybody knows I researched the hell out of everything, and everything I saw and all the reports I saw and watched, everybody said, oh, you know, you got to fucking train your Boas. You know, and I get it. I get why they want to. But for me, you know, I wanted to have more of a relationship with my snakes than having, you know what I mean? I wanted to believe that you could get at least a rapport with them, enough respect out of my snakes to allow me to reach in and take them out. And most of it's just because, yes, there's a thing called food mode, but I don't see my snakes don't go in food mode unless it's fucking around fucking feeding time. Honestly. And Evan, you and I both know what food mode looks like, and anybody that's had snakes for over a year ought to be able to, if they haven't been able to tell when their snake's in food mode or not after a year of having it, they're one of those reptile keepers that has it because they think it's cool. They have no relationship whatsoever with that snake, because anybody that has anything to do with their actual snakes know what food mode looks like compared to, hey, I just exploring, or I want to come out. I'm trying to come out. I mean, and I honestly do. I'm not getting a retic, but I swear to God, I'd be able to fucking take my retic out too, because I'd be able to tell what fucking food mode looks like. I wouldn't be guessing. I'd know. And I would show it enough respect that, like I do these guys, that it wouldn't be an issue. My snakes still to this day fucking have to smell the food and all that before they'll just strike. I don't have any that I put food in front of them and they instantly strike it. I don't. They have to sniff it. They want to make sure it's actual food first, and they've done it fucking pretty much, once I started handling them on a regular. Yes, when I first got them and I stuck something in front of them, absolutely, they thought it was food. But then the longer I had them, it stopped. And literally, I used to tell my old lady, look at this. And that's how I knew the difference between them actually taking time to make sure it's actually food and it's not me. It wasn't because, and it's not, oh, they don't want to eat, because they come right up and they have to tongue it 2 or 3 times before they'll even take it. They make sure that it's food. They don't just come up and grab it. They don't. Even, maybe it's because I don't make them hungry enough, but yeah, I like to think that my snakes are hungry. I know they're hungry when they eat, but they're not starving. I don't do that. I mean, obviously, but I'm almost thinking I'm gonna have to move her up to extra large rats, because hey, good morning, the large rats aren't leaving much of a bump in her. So, and that's the thing too. I'm at the point, deal with Roxy, my Doomerals boa. I don't see a lump in her anymore on even extra large rats. So, but she's still growing, you know what I mean? So I'm actually, I don't think I'm gonna go up right now. If she starts to get like what I think is thin, then maybe I'll go to the extra large, because they got extra large, and then they got jumbo large, and you know what I mean? So they got plenty of sizes, and I doubt I'll ever have to get that big with her. But she's at the point now that when I give her extra large rat, she's fucking, she's, yeah, okay, good. That's good to know, because, like I said, you could barely tell a large rat in her, and some large rats you can't tell. No, I think she looks good too. I mean, she's not, she's not fat, that's for sure. I'm growing her fucking steadily. I know I hate saying slow, because people think that it means that I'm holding her out on food. No, I'm feeding the size food and in the increments that I think that I should be feeding her. And the longer you have snakes, you get to realize, because everybody knows I'm not big on, oh, they're a little fat, so giving them undersize, way smaller. No, I'd rather, you know, hold them out a little longer and keep giving them the same size and try to slowly get them down as opposed to just fucking flop, because I don't want them to fucking get hungry either. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to make them to where their bodies think that they're hungry. Yeah, she does. She's put weight on wicked. This winter she put some wicked weight on. And I know I need to weigh her. I gotta find a fucking way to weigh her on that fucking scale. But she might actually be big enough that I can just climb on a scale like I used to weigh my dog. Climb on a scale, see what I weigh, get off, grab her, and then get back on. Because she's definitely more than, a couple pounds. I got a feeling she's probably 8 to 12 pounds right now. I mean, I could be off because, can't say I've ever held a 10, 12 pound snake, but she feels like she's 8 to 12 anyway, I'd say. Good morning, Julia. How are you doing? How's your snakes doing? We're all doing good here this morning. Yeah, I'm going to change my time too to 10 o'clock. I'm not coming on at 9 anymore. It's just too much rushing around in the morning for me. Yeah, that's what I think. But I'm guessing because I don't fucking go run around, picking up fucking 8, 10 pound, 12 pound shit all the time anymore either. You know what I mean? So, that's a guess. But I would say she's at least 8 anyway, all day. Well, that's good. Glad to hear. And the warm weather's starting to gonna come back here too. It is here tomorrow. It's gonna warm up fucking your way too tomorrow, ain't it, Dale at Moss? It's gonna be, I think, 32 tomorrow now for like 3 days, and that's gonna be what, 35. Next week we got a couple fucking almost 40-degree days. Boy, wouldn't it be nice? But it would be nice if fucking that was a fucking hint that we were gonna get an early spring, but I know I gotta get batteries for our fucking human scale. Yes, but I'm worried that's gonna be a false fucking early spring, you know what I mean? Because we always fucking, it seems like we always get fucking, in February we get them wicked warm days, and we'll get a week of it, and then all of a sudden it drops right down like fucking we're in the middle of January again. But maybe we'll get lucky. I don't care if we get cold, but it would be nice to have no snow. You don't have to worry about it this time of year because I'm sure you normally get mostly all rain anyway. So this time of year, when we get pounded with snow, fucking Dale gets rain. Which is cool but he also takes a chance that it could be freezing rain though. So just, rain isn't always that great. If it stays warm enough on the coast and it's all rain, then it's fucking all, sunshine and rainbows. But I guarantee you, fucking Dale doesn't enjoy the fucking mornings when it's freezing cold and it's fucking raining out. Because I don't care. You people think that driving in the fucking snow is bad. I'm fucking telling you, ain't nothing worse than a fucking ice storm. Literally. Because nobody's getting traction. I don't care how much dirt they put. They have to fucking literally make the road like it's a dirt road in order for you to even get any. Yeah, no, but you're going to get a ton of rain. Every spring you get a ton of rain, which is awesome for you guys because you guys get fucking, You guys are the first place to warm up and the first place to fucking cool off. Is it? No, it's the first place to cool off. How's that go? First place to cool off and the first place to warm up? It goes something like that. I can't remember what it is, but I think it's the first place to warm up and the last place to get cold. Cold, because, the ocean. Did you get hit with that snowstorm, Julia? Well, it's only going to be high at 20 degrees here, but it's been fucking brutally cold. I've gone through 3.5 cord of fucking wood already. You did get snow? Oh, no shit. Is your state at least fucking prepared for it? She's been sitting just like that now for the longest time. And see, she don't mind the dog either because she's looking right at him. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys do get snow, so it's not like... I forget where everybody's from, but like fucking... Evan's not used to snow, and they got fucking 10 inches of snow. And they're a state, one of those states that's not used to getting, any amount of snow for any length of time, so they don't even have like snow equipment. You know what I mean? They don't even have fucking ways to get rid of the snow where Evan's at. Which means, your local people ain't buying snow plows for even their pickup trucks and shit. So yeah, I couldn't about imagine fucking how Evan and his whole state has felt. Especially the first 3 days. Yeah, did you watch a video of literally them filming fucking iguanas falling out of the trees? I watched a woman go running around that normally kills them, because they're a nuisance pet down there, nuisance down there now, so they go out with pellet guns and shoot them. Well, she was just running around fucking picking them up, fucking throw them in totes. And I thought they was dead, but she said, oh no, they actually come back to life when they fucking warm up. So she had to hurry up and get them back to wherever. She brought them to some place that fucking, some, I don't know if they're Hawaiian or what nationality they are, but somebody eats them down there, so they fucking bring them to the people that eat them, and they also do something else with them. So I know it's sad though to me because I had one, and I'm telling you, iguanas get a bad name. So many people say how mean and ugly they are, but I'm fucking telling you. It had to be people, yeah, and I've never had it, and I couldn't do it now that I've had one. You know what I mean? It would just feel too rude to me. Because mine was beautiful. He was bright, fucking vibrant green, and I had a nice big enclosure with the double doors. I had it made, and I would open it up in the morning, and he had free roam of the house all day. He'd go back in his enclosure at night on his own, and I'd close him up. But he would sit with me either on the arm of my chair, or he'd sit on me and hang out and watch TV with me. He'd climb up on the screens of the window and be all filling the whole window up. People used to freak out because they'd look up, and see fucking my 4-foot iguana in the fucking window. And he was wicked friendly, fucking loved me. He didn't like the ex-wife at all. It is hard not to love any animal. If anybody actually stops and takes the time to spend any amount of time with any animal, I guarantee you everybody would start to see a different side of them. It's just there's too many fucking TV shows, and I get it, bites and animals acting out and acting vicious and all that sells, and they're always gonna put shit on TV that sells, and portraying animals in not so nice of a actual light is beneficial to them. They get no benefit. I don't know. I enjoy watching fucking, the funny horses and shit. People fucking doing the videos of interacting with their horses and their horses being funny. I get probably more enjoyment watching dogs acting, stupid with the humans. I get more satisfaction out of watching animals fucking be heartfelt to me. You know what I mean? Just being, like just a regular old animal. A regular animal that shows that they're not much different than us. They find humor and stuff just like we do. They get up on the wrong side of the bed sometimes like we do. I mean, animals, yes, don't go through everything that we do, but fucking animals, for the most part, go through, situations to them that might seem like they're close to what we've gone through. Girl, you don't have to hold on to me. This is where my girl is now. This is what she's been doing. Sorry. I know, nobody really needs to see my face. But yeah, look, brought my hand right up in front of her. I know it's hard to see because she's in a corner. But look, I get no reactions anymore. It really is amazing. You're right, Neil. Neil kept telling me, oh, you wait, she's only going to get better. And she has. She's only got more, That's cool. Yeah, I mean, lizards are amazing. I really do. I'll always love lizards. I've always been a lizard person. And oh, she is. She's a super sweetheart, and all of them are starting to be, she was the only one that was left really to just sit and chill with me. And I'll be honest, this is the first fucking time that she's actually like stayed right here with me without me having to, redirect her or whatever. The other ones all do it. No problem. But she's been the only one that I haven't had, just sit here and hang out with me like this. It's actually pretty fucking cool. Another reason why I'm telling you people, fucking, even if you don't want to post videos, fucking, why not fucking videotape your interactions with your animals, so you can go back and watch it, because a lot of times I'm not even paying attention. I'm more paying attention to what's going on here. And I go back through my videos just to see, because, like her reactions when I took her out, because I wasn't really paying attention. I was more worried about talking. Yeah, earring. I ended up having to give my iguana up. It's the only animal I ever gave up because of a situation. And that's probably why it convinced me I'll never do it again. My ex-wife worked at the hospital, and there was all kinds of fucking bullshit coming out with iguanas and salmonella poisoning and fucking it killing fucking kids and all that shit. And so fucking, she got it in me that I started worried about it, which I should have known better. It's not like we just let fucking, our animals shit all over the place, and we have dirty fucking animals that we had to worry about, having nasty stuff on them. I gave my iguana baths, and she would only go and shit in the bathroom floor on the linoleum floor for some reason. So, and it was real easy to clean up. Again, she never went on the rug. So, and like I said, fucking honestly, I should never done it because we weren't nasty people. There was no reason why I had to give that iguana up. It's not like we would have let the fucking iguana crawl around with with a kid in the crib and shit. You know what I mean? It is crazy that they banned them anyway. But it's still fucking crazy to me how many people still fucking out there saying that, how aggressive and mean and nasty they are. And it's not just me. I had a friend of mine that he had a wicked fucking cool iguana too, but he spent a lot of time with it. He didn't just leave it in its enclosure. I mean, literally, that iguana, when I opened its cage up, it would climb right up in the chair and get up in the chair with me because it wanted to hang out. And they are smart, for sure. Dog keeps walking by in front of my snake. She's just watching him because he's over here watching the lizard. The lizard's still out. Yeah, I've had a buddy that had a great one too, Dale. But then, I do also know of a few other people that I fucking grew up with that had them, before that, and they ended up all getting rid of them because they were fucking mean and I was just like, I can't even imagine it because the one that I got was super chill right from get go. I was so stupid too because I didn't even. What's the matter, girl? It's okay. It's okay. What? Am I making you nervous now? I don't know. She might want to go back now. You see how she's looking at me. I did give mine away. I gave mine away, but it didn't help. Look at her. She's not liking it right now. It didn't help though because when I gave my iguana, I gave it to the guy out back. He worked at Bath Ironworks, so he made plenty of money. You know what I mean? And he was good with all his other animals and all that. But I had actually been just giving her fucking fruits, vegetables, and shit like that. You know what I mean? And I told him, not to give her anything else. I said, I know you can give them monkey chow and all that, fucking to make them get bigger, and grow faster. I said, but Jesus, all you end up doing is fucking, taking off from the other end. They end up dying faster. They don't live long. Well, come find out. And she got heartbroken because, like I said, she loved me. Fucking, she literally loved me. Or it was a him actually, because iguana males are actually the most colorful. The females are dark. But anyway, a month later, I went out back because they lived in the same apartment building as me. And a month later, I went out back and he had turned gray. Fucking, he was fucking just fucking laying in his enclosure. And literally, the guy told me, he says, no, he says, fucking, because they would fucking started giving him monkey fucking chow, or whatever the fuck you call it. They are fucking fantastic swimmers. Not only that, they're fucking incredible fucking runners, man. If a cocksucker fucking don't want to get you fucking don't want to be caught, the motherfucker ain't gonna be caught. Mine would get right up on his hind legs and use his back tail to like fucking to support him and balance, and that motherfucker would run on his back legs across the fucking floor at my cats. Because we had a couple cats and he didn't care for the cats. I think he was just jealous though. I think he was just jealous. They can do it all. They jump. You're right. They jump. Yeah, I mean, they can fucking jump. But they're little Brutuses, man. They got wicked muscles. People don't realize because their bodies are so big that and you've seen it, unless you see them in person to actually see the muscles, they are just all muscles in their legs. Their fucking whole fucking head is just a muscle. And they are cool as hell. It's too bad that it's come to this, and it's too bad that fucking, if they could just go and start giving them as pets again, that would be cool. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she's thinking about coming to me or what. I guess we can find out. Oh, nothing. Okay. And she has got one. I don't know. To me, she's got one badass tail for BCC. You know what I mean? I get it. You know, the IMGs and some of them others, but these BCCs, man, they got some fucking incredible fucking, and she's got that salt and pepper bottom belly. I love it. Like, she kind of reminds me of my IMG, actually. And Craig's, her red tail now is just about 2 foot long. You know what I mean? It's probably 15 inches anyway, her tail. The actual red part, where it turns color. But no, she's still one of my favorites. All my snakes are my favorite though, really. But I'll always have a special place for her in my heart though, because she was the fucking one snake that really scared the shit out of me when I first got her. And I swore up and down, I've always said it, if I'm gonna get fucking bit, I guarantee it's gonna be this bitch that bites me. But now I'm convinced that I don't think any of my snakes are gonna bite me, because if she ain't gonna bite me, why are any of the other ones gonna? You know what I mean? It's okay, girl, let go of me. Yeah. She likes it if I lead her right to her hide. And then, but it might take all fucking day for her to let go of me. She's never in no big hurry to let go. Oh, what are you doing, girl? There we go. You don't need me still. Hey, I thought my fucking goddamn lizard. Oh, easy, girl. Jeez. My damn lizard was fucking nudging at my foot. She was nudging at my foot, and that's what she likes to do. She likes to nudge at at anything. She'll like headbutt it, and then comes a nibble. And actually, she doesn't know how to nibble. It's a full-on bite. It's a full-on bite. But yeah, I do. It is nice having a fucking place that she can actually run around in now. And I don't have to worry about her at all, It's pretty fucking sweet. Pretty sweet. Well, let's see. Fucking neighbors got a fucking damn lawn sale. You ever seen anything so ridiculous? What? Look at this shit. Who in the fucking right mind moves and then just leaves his shit out beside the side of the fucking road? You see his shit right there? He brought somebody home, old guy too, and I feel bad for the old guy because he looks like he's about 70. And they make that guy bring all of that shit from way over there over to that fucking house there. And I saw him the other day, the old bastard fucking grabbed a fucking clear tote. He grabbed a clear tote and he had to fucking stop twice. back to the fucking house before he could make it even into the house. And I was just like, who in the hell fucking does that? What's happening, Casey? Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure we all know snakes swim, so I'm sure those snakes, Roxy, yeah, them Dumerals boas get across the other side, the Madagascan boas come across. I'm not saying that they like spread fucking far and wide, but I'm sure both species of snakes that are on either side of the river, do mingle some. You know what I mean? And obviously, crossing the river, any snake will dive bomb in the water to get away from a predator. You know, so I'm unless it's like one of those wild rivers like fucking the Amazon. If it's like the Amazon River, maybe the fucking snakes don't really go in the river then. Because that'd be pretty fucking wild for a snake being something like that. But you know what I mean? I would think that just because there's a river there, it would keep all the animals on that Pacific side of the river, you know? And I'm wondering if fucking some of them Madagascan boas actually haven't actually mated with like the Dumerals boa. Because some of them snakes that people are claiming that a Dumerals boas have, to me, a way different pattern, but still don't look like the Madagascan pattern either. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. I don't really know a whole lot about it. You know what I mean? I don't even know. I don't really know anything. I really don't. I just know how to take care of them. That's it. And honestly, it's the only thing I really care about. I just, you know, I, I want to make sure that when I get an animal, I know how to care for it. I don't necessarily care about all the other particulars because I've never ever got any animal in my life and ever thought about breeding anything. Yeah, well, no, but that's my hang up. I've always dogs. I knew right from day one when I had my first dog. I was like, I don't know how anybody could breed a dog and actually fucking give the fucking puppies away. Even getting money for them, it's still fucking. I've always said that to my wife. I said, man, I would never breed a dog. And like I said, like I know, Casey, fucking, I say that I would be into studying my dog out, but somebody else would have to keep all the puppies and have to do all that shit, and I wouldn't even want to see any of them other than I would want, stud my dog out if I'm not getting money for it, or if I didn't want to take money, I'd ask for a pick of the litter or something, you know what I mean? But I would stud him out to get another dog for me. It wouldn't be, I couldn't fucking have puppies here. I couldn't. I'd keep them all. I'd have fucking, 8 puppies, 6 puppies. His fucking mother had 13 fucking puppies. And normally the average is only like fucking 6 for a cane corso because the puppies are so big. She had 13 and 1 died, so they ended up having 12. But yeah, one of the puppies died shortly after it was born. But the rest of them all fucking came out all right. And they had the male and the female there, and this was their second what do you call it? I was gonna say, I know it's not clutch, but you know what I'm saying. That was the second time they bred the male and female together, and they owned the male and female, and they made sure that they knew that the male and the female weren't related, because the male they got out of state, like fucking a long ways away, and the female they're in Mass, New Hampshire rather, where I got him. They're in New Hampshire, but I think they got the female in Massachusetts, and the male came like way out of state somewhere. So, but they owned the male and female, and the male was only 2 years old, fucking. So he was young. The female was kind of old though. I think she was 6 or 7, something like that. But it was only the second time they had gone and bred them. We didn't know them when they had the first batch. And I only did it because I miss fucking Diesel so much, man. You come home to a fucking quiet house when you used to fucking having something bouncing off the fucking walls because you came home. It's lonely. It's too quiet and lonely. And I mean, he did everything with me. I'd get up, take a fucking piss, and he'd fucking be fucking, he'd got to walk me to the bathroom door, and wait right there for me to get done. And, he did everything with me. And when you're used to having a sidekick like that, even as angry as he's made me, and all my dogs have made me, throughout the fucking time of owning them, it's never compared to the fucking company and companionship that they've all given me. They've all had their quirks. Diesel wasn't good around new people, fucking, but a super lovable dog. Great with fucking kids though. Didn't matter if he knew the kids or not. Kids were fine. It was strangers. He would fucking just go ballistic if anybody showed up at the house that he didn't know, and he'd act all aggressive and everything else. And then our fucking pit bull loved everybody, total opposite. He just loved everybody. He was hoping somebody was gonna fucking come in the yard, so he could just love them to death. And then Shasta was fucking my Roddy, and she was just a quiet dog. She only barked if somebody showed up, and it was kind of a woof, woof. It wasn't fucking a go off like Diesel. Diesel just wouldn't stop barking. I'd have to fucking get mad at him and yell at him to get him to stop barking. Oh, wicked. Diesel I have to tell people don't shake my hand. Because if they go and reach their hand out to me, fucking, he would lunge at them and then fucking show his teeth and get all aggressive, because, and it was people that he knew, that he was fine with when they came over, knew them, they come over, he'd start doing that squeaky bark because he was just so happy, which was fucking irritating to me. Big old burly dog like that, just muscles ripping. And he sounds like a fucking squeaky toy when he got excited. I mean, but his biggest quirk was you couldn't get him to shut the fuck up without having to lose your shit. And he wasn't good around strangers, so I couldn't take him anywhere. We could take him in the car and shit, but, he wasn't the type of dog that I would trusted to take him anywhere. So that sucked. And Rocky, I could take anywhere. You know what I mean? He fucking just loved everybody. He was the pit bull that, that everybody always loved and would change people's minds when they met him. Because you could tell he was a pit bull, but that fucking tail just fucking going 90 and, his prance and demeanor that, he was just so happy and everybody could tell, and he loved everybody. He didn't even care if fucking people acted scared. Same thing as Diablo. The only 2 dogs I've ever had in my life that if somebody acts nervous or scared, Diablo don't even pick up on it. He could care less. He just thinks everybody's wonderful, Seriously, but his quirk that I have with him is he fucking whines like a banshee and fucking whines and cries until Caroline leaves in the morning. Fucking, he is so happy that when she leaves in the morning 5 days a week, fucking, he will just fucking pace all morning and whine and bark and lose your shit, and he'll stop for a few minutes, but then fucking he starts whining again, and that's his biggest quirk. But I can take him anywhere, you know. Shasta really didn't have any quirks, really. She was just an all-around great fucking dog, Rottweiler. Fucking, she wanted nothing to do with anybody but Dad. She'd go up when people come over to the house. She'd go up and let them say hello to her, give her a couple pats, and then it was right back to Dad. And even when she was sitting with me, it didn't matter if somebody called her or not. She'd lift her head up, look at him, and be like, "No, I just want my dad." You know, but yes, if the kids were outside, she'd be out with the kids if I was in the house. Yes, I'm telling you. And Dale's dog, I think Dale said his dog's really friendly too, and he's got a pit bull. And so does an Evan, you know. Lots of people have them now because lots of people realize it's bullshit. You know, any fucking dog can be a fucking dick. You know, if you treat and there are animals that haven't been treated right. They've either been just left to do and let to do what they want to do, and fucking nobody's ever fucking reprimanding them, or the people just don't fucking show any fucking affection whatsoever. It's a fucking addition to your fucking house. It's not an addition to their family. Anybody that fucking, you know, doesn't show love to their dog is the dog that don't want fucking no love from nobody, because that's just how it thinks it is. And it's fucking sad, but I don't give a fuck. There are black labs that can be mean as fucking hell. And I know chows that have been fucking the friendliest dogs ever. You know, and those are, another dog that's known to be fucking vicious and all that. Caroline, they had one. But Caroline be the first one to tell you, it never grew up like my dogs have. My old lady said she's never even fucking, until she was with me, she's never even seen anybody that treats their dog like I do. Her mother used to breed those fucking mini collies, mini lassies. And Caroline said her mother loved her dogs, but her mother never fucking was the way I am with my dog. You know what I mean? Caroline said fucking when she got with me, I made her realize just what an actual dog could be, because I love my dogs. They're a part of my family. Yeah, she just fucking went in my bathroom on my linoleum though. Evan, you still in here? You want to see what you got to look forward to if you get a tegu? But, I mean, I never claimed that she was completely fucking box trained. But if I had kept her in her room, she would have gone. You want to see it? It's fucking nasty. It's fucking nasty, dude. It stinks, too. It's all one, just like any other lizard. It comes. There you go. I don't know why. It only goes a lot wide. But that's it. Piss and shit all in the same hole. And there's the culprit right there. There's the culprit. You nasty girl. All right, now I got to clean the mess up. Diesel, get out. Diablo, get out of there. Just talk about Diablo. Diesel, rather. Still loving these food grade gloves. I still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I still got 16 boxes of these gloves, and there's 500 gloves to a box. My wife got it for fucking $10. She gave $10 for a whole case of these gloves for me. And I get it. It is a little overkill, but gloves are what keeps me from gagging. Because if I felt fucking mushy or fucking anything actually touching my fucking hands, I would be fucking I would puke, gag. Hey, you should have seen me with my son. My son would go to the bathroom and it would smell so bad, but it weren't even the smell that get me. It was fucking the shit. Feeling the shit squishing. Get out of here. Well, I guess I can give her a bath now. I've been wanting to do that, but with the bath, I don't think she got anything on there, just in case. I think I will. I think I'll draw her a bath now that I don't have to worry about going in my bathtub. Back you up a little bit so it won't be so loud. Guess what, girlie? Get a bathtubby. You can see her swim. But yeah, I've been wanting to give her a bath. So now we'll give her a bath. I don't use soap on her other than a little bit of Dawn dish detergent. Or what I like better than that, antibacterial soap, because it's really, and I only use like a dot, you know what I mean, a little bit on a washcloth, and then fucking wash her all up. I gotta go see if the water's hot now. It takes forever for the water to get up here, for the hot water to come up. Oh shit. I gotta take my clean stuff out. What are you doing, girl? Bear with me, guys. I know it's gonna be kind of noisy, but let's watch a Savannah monitor swim. Swim, girl, swim! Yeah, perfect. 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 Oh, let's pull that out. I don't want to grab it and hold that. She'll come out. Yeah. I don't know if it's weekly, but they definitely need to have, got to be able to have a big enough water bowl that they can soak in if they want. But she's never really wanted to, what the fuck? She's never really wanted to soak in her water bowl. Fucking, and she's always, I've never had, even giving her baths like this, she still has, like, stuff like that. Or sticky sheds, I should say. You know what I'm saying? She has like sticky sheds. And it's always pieces. But I guess that's normal for them anyway. What I've been told anyway. What the hell's going on here? Bear with me. I'm gonna make it better. Oh, you can see better. Alright, good enough. Well, give you a little bit more so you can at least be swimming. Now I'll show you our bath routine. And I'll normally let her soak for about 20 minutes. You know. Normally about as long as it takes, for the water to stop cooling off. Because I don't want her to get cold. But this is a perfect time to get, hands-on with your lizard though. This is probably the best and easiest time for anybody to interact with this Savannah monitor or even a Tego, because they're more thinking about what's going on with the water and shit. You know what I mean? She's not thinking about food now, and she's not worried about nothing now. But I'm talking like when I first, when she was little and we first got her, everything made her think, everything was food mode. So. But when I put her in the tub, she never went after my fingers. She just wanted to climb up on me and get out of the water. But no, you see, she doesn't mind it. She's never really been frantic to get out of the tub, But we didn't always have a tub. Normally she was being put in great big fucking tub. But it wasn't as big as the totes that I have the Boas in. I wish I had those then. But look, she's gonna go sleep. You see her eyes closed? She's loving it. And we'll let her soak for a little bit, and then I'll get a washcloth on her. Put a little bit of antibacterial soap on her. And we'll clean her out. But yeah, look, she's sleeping. She really is a wonderful lizard, man. Animals are the best. But you'd see that she's got some shed on her. And she had a shed on the top of her fucking head for the longest fucking time. To the point where I soaked her. I kept soaking her. I was soaking her fucking a lot, like every couple days, trying to get it off her head, and it never came off. So then I got the bright idea, and I go, oh well, I'll put some Neosporin on it, and that ought to soften it up. But what I failed to realize is it was the worst thing that you can do. You don't want to put any like petroleum, anything on your lizard, because she got underneath that heat light, and I don't think it was cooking her, but it turned wicked dark where I put it on, it got wicked dark, and then I started thinking about it. I go, fuck, you know, it's a good thing I probably only put a little bit on her head, because if I had put it all over her, I don't know what the heat light might have done to her. It might have burned her. You know what I mean? That oil or fucking whatever start fucking getting hot on her. I mean, I don't know, but you know, after the fact that I thought I was doing great, you know, in my mind I go, oh, Neosporin shouldn't hurt, and it should keep it moist and all that, and she can't lick it, you know, it's on top of her head. But I didn't think about the, you know, heat, how the heat would react to it. And it made her wicked dark to the point where I was like, oh, fuck, I hope I didn't fucking, you know, hurt her somehow. Look, she's sleeping. She's got so rough, huh? Well, there you go, people. Anybody that thinks fucking I fucking abuse my animals by the way I keep them, you know, look how relaxed she is in the fucking tub. She's falling asleep. You know, and my dog hates me too. You know, hates to be around me. I can't get away from my damn animals. I know, you want to take a bath with her, don't you? I bet he would too. He'd get right in there with her. I haven't trimmed her toenails. It is a rough life in the deal. But you know what? I mean, fucking who doesn't want this for our animals, though? You know? I mean, if you truly love animals, this is what we all strive for, I believe. Is, you know, being able to take our animals and put them in, you know, a lot of different situations, and it doesn't really seem to bother them. And you know why? It's because they're with us. You know, because we are safe. So no matter where they are or what situation they're in, as long as we're there, they don't care. They're safe. That's what I get off on. I get off on my animals, you know, obviously fucking not acting out, you know. And I think everybody here that's here feels the same way. I'm not saying I'm special, but I know that we are fine. We are a lot less than the other type of person that just gets animals because they think they're cool, and yeah, they like them and all that, and you know, and those people have researched the shit out of them and probably know exactly where they came from and all that, but they don't care about this part. You know what I mean? And to me, this is the only part that matters to me. You know, yes, I like to know where they came from just so I know how to fucking keep them. You know, that's the only thing. I research, you know, where they came from and stuff like that, and how to take care of them. I don't research fucking breeding or anything like that, because that's not what I'm not into really that. I really don't care, because I really hate getting rid of anything. You're awake now. You're awake now, huh? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, just turn around so everybody can at least see you. Okay? At least let everybody see you, girl. I know Dad's pushing you. Let everybody see you. Oh, such a good girl. Oh, such a good girl. Says it feels so good, Dad. It feels so good. Give me massages. Look, massage the lizard. Massage the lizard. Oh, get your shoulders. Dad, get them shoulders. Oh, yeah. Oh, rub them shoulders, Dad. Rub them shoulders. Okay, I'll get you back. Oh, rub my back, Dad. Oh, rub my back. Oh, it feels so good, Dad. Oh, it feels good, Dad. Oh, it feels so good, Dad. Yes, I know, girl. Feels good. You pooped. You pooped. We're getting some skin off. We're getting some skin off. Her fucking tail's next. Her tail's starting to shed now. I know, but I'd really like to get this shed off your head, girl. Don't put your head under the water. Get your head up. Hey, pick your head up. Hey, don't breathe that water in. Crazy girl. Look, she's just holding her head on my hand now. Mm, Sweet. Pretty girl. I'm holding her up off the bottom of the tub. Oh, sorry, I jumped you. It's okay, girl. It's okay. It's okay. Didn't know I'm gonna hurt you. Didn't know I'm gonna hurt you. You know that. You know Dad didn't hurt you. Hold your head up. God, she irritates me because she'll fucking close her eyes up and then she drops her head underneath the water and just holds it there. And I know I guarantee she's probably smart enough not to breathe it, but she holds it underneath the water just long enough that it fucking worries me. You know, look, she's sleeping again. But see, I did get a little bit of skin off her. She got these little cube areas there. She's got skin. I did get a lot of it off though, just in the last bath that I gave her last week. I've only ever soaked one snake for a stuck shed, and that was when I got it in the mail. You know, I did get this a couple times. I got the start of scale rot because fucking it gotten too wet. And all I started with it was just like I said, really early. I just started seeing like little tiny black specks, fucking, and not specks, but like in between the scales. And I mean, it wasn't mites. It was definitely fucking the start of scale rot. And all I ended up doing is just taking some fucking chlorhexidine, not chlorhexidine, but some oh, what do you call it? I got it right in the other room. What the fuck is it called? Iodine. This shit. Iodine. And I soaked them for like 15 minutes a couple times. And because it was just so ever so slightly fucking, I did it a couple times and the next shed it was completely gone. So yeah, lots of people have been doing that, Julia. Lots of people have been doing the jewelry thing. Everybody took off. Nobody's left. Just us, Julia. Yeah, guess so. Yeah, lots of people are doing the jewelry thing. Hey, did anybody join that fucking Chad Hardwick's live the other night? I did. Oh, you're still here? Yeah, it says there's only one person in here on my end. No, I watched Chad Hardwick the other night. He was doing a live, and I actually commented. I told Mike, said I'm just here to say thank you because of watching his videos of Bobby and kids unboxings. That's why I got over my fear of snakes and bought my first one. And I said, now I've got 40. And I said, I just want to say thank you. And he actually read it. He read it during his live, which was kind of cool. But it's true. You know, Dale will vouch for that because I always kind of said that I thought he was, kind of weird at it, but we're all weird. Didn't mean it in a bad way, We were just saying we kind of thought he was weird. But so is the fucking Brian's Boas, but he's another guy that knows his fucking shit though. You know what I mean? So you can say what you want about the fucking guy, but the guy knows his shit. And I still watch Brian Boas because he does know his shit, and I like looking at his animals. He's got some beautiful fucking animals, and most of those guys that are decent breeders, they do have nice shit. They don't just have everything that you see in everybody's collection. You get to see some real cool, you know, some real cool shit. As opposed to fucking some guy like me that fucking throws some fucking snakes together, and these guys actually know what they're gonna get. I'm just guessing. Oh, I hope I get something cool. That's that's what I fucking always do. Fucking, I mean, I had somewhat of an idea what I could get when I did ball pythons, but I mean, I still wasn't completely sure. I still was like, geez, I really just hope I get something cool. Something cool and pretty. Because that's the thing. I'm telling you, he does have some fucking beautiful fucking snakes for sure. And like I said, and he knows his shit, so you know damn well when he tells you what you've got, it's what you got. Yeah, 10 is the perfect number. 10 is it. I wish I had stayed at 10. 10 is still fucking, if something comes up, life happens to you, fucking 10 is still easy enough to take care of. You get into fucking 20 and more, and then you're starting to, it's a chore. No. And I mean, I'm still enjoying it, but I do. But I couldn't tell you what fucking 30 I would get rid of. That's the thing. So I'll never be back. I'll never be down to 10 unless it's because, we're 30 years from now, 35 years from now, and they're starting to, live through their lifespan. That's the only way I'm going to get down to 10. Because I can't sell any of them. Is fucking, as much as it costs me, I just can't do it. Look at that face. I mean, who could get rid of fucking? It still it annoys me that fucking people go, oh, I've lost interest. I've lost interest in her. I think I'll just bring her to the fucking pet store. Fuck that. I think I'll keep her forever. But that's always been the plan though since I bought her. There wasn't, oh, I'm gonna get rid of her. I think most of us on here, on my channel, are the same way. We all get animals to fucking have them regardless. If they're fucking assholes or not, we're gonna deal with it. Because that's just part of fucking stepping up and saying, I want an animal. Well, that means you're going to take all the responsibilities that come with it. And that means if it's a fucking dick, you're going to have to deal with it, and both of you are going to have to get over it. Oh, no shit. Them skinks are weird looking fuckers. Them skinks, they normally have one or two at our local little pet store down here. And I don't know, they're just, I'm not a skink person, put it that way. I Tegu or Savannah Monitor, something that looks more along the lines of this and not a fucking snake with legs. Because that's what those skinks look, the blue tongue skinks or whatever they are. those skinks. That's what they look like to me. They just look like a snake with fucking legs, and they're just, I don't know, they're not pretty. I mean, they're definitely odd looking to me, and I get it. Some people like the odd, the odd and unwanted. My old lady's one of them. Okay. But, some people are into that, but they're just, I don't know. They're not cool enough for me to want, I just, I don't know. Nothing even makes me want to, like, hang out with it. You know what I mean? And I mean, definitely, I thought they were ugly and nasty as fuck when I was scared to death of snakes, because that's what it looked like to me, is just a snake with legs, and I was like, fuck that. You know what I mean? But but now that I'm not scared of snakes, I mean, I look at all snakes and can find beauty in everyone, even the ones that aren't nothing special. I mean, normal's still to me one of the most prettiest snakes. They are so shiny. When they're happy and healthy, they are so shiny and beautiful. I'm not surprised. It's hard to stop. It's hard to stop. It really is. I just, it's easy for me. It's easy for me because I'm at my max. You know what I mean? I'm at my max, so it's easy for me. I said it the other night to the old lady. I said, and I'm not sitting in a situation where I could even afford to fucking buy the snake, let alone, get everything for it, which isn't a whole lot if that doesn't tell you. But I still want a green tree python or a fucking emerald tree boa. I do. I want one of them so bad. But I told my old lady, I said, but no, I mean, I'd have to fucking win megabucks or something. But even if I did, I'm telling you right now, I would still be grounded and I might get that one snake. But that would be it. Because if I had millions, trust me, my fucking snakes that I got now would have super enclosures, and I'd have them to where I could spend the money to have them to where everything would be like computer generated, fucking, not computer generated, but computer run everything, humidity, fucking, is humidity, ambient temp, I mean, all that. I would have it like, I would pay so much money to have a fucking snake system put in to where I could put them in any enclosure I want, and it would all be fucking monitored by a computer, and a computer would just help. They need some moisture, so it would turn on a mister. You know what I mean? I would have it all automated, so literally I could just go and clean, feed, and enjoy. Like it seems like I get to do now, because of the way I keep them. But yes, if I had millions, I would fucking pay the money to have an all automated system for all my fucking animals. So literally, I would just be cleaning, feeding, and enjoying them. That would be the only three things I'd have to worry about, and everything else would be monitored by a computer, and it would be fucking dialed in. I'd never, and be able to, dial it in even finer if need be here and there. You know what I'm saying? I would have it to where fucking I'd be able to leave and feel confident that the only things that wouldn't be going on is feeding, and they wouldn't be cleaned. I wouldn't have to worry about moisture, humidity, fucking temperature. I mean, I'd have it set up that while we were gone, if the power shuts off, that automatically another system turns on. And these guys, it never skips a beat. These guys fucking never go without power. You know what I mean? But I'm not fucking a millionaire. I'm not even fucking remotely close to being fucking, financially secure. So none of that shit is in the fucking works, and none of it's feasible. But trust me, if I had the money, fucking my animals would be eating out of gold bowls and fucking, fucking emeralds, fucking the size of this, to look at in their enclosures. And I guarantee you everybody in here would be the same way too. I mean, we all really want what's best for them, but by rights, I mean, everyone, I don't give a fuck. Even people that are rich still have still have some reason why they might not be able to do all of that too. We all do the best that we can, and I'm starting to learn that instead of, downing people because of the way they keep their animals, maybe we should just go and, like I say, fucking watch how they interact with them. If you could actually truly tell that somebody cares, maybe we can let some of what we think that they're doing wrong go, because there's plenty of people out there that I know that, do actually love the animals. They don't know any better, and that's all it is. It's not that they're not trying to do what's best for them. They just don't have the know-how or the people that they can talk to about that stuff and say, hey, what do you do? How do you keep yours so healthy and happy? And then you got other people that just don't care. And I get it, because I'm the same way when it comes to breeding and shit. I could care less about learning that. But everybody should be learning how to take care of the animals. Regardless. All right, girl, you ready to get out? My foot fell asleep. Come here, girl. Come here, girl. Let me pick you right up. We'll put you right in here. We'll make you into... We'll bundle you up. We'll bundle you right up. This is my Dino. Yeah. See? You're gonna stay in here for a minute, oh girl. Just stay for a minute, okay? I'm gonna get you dried off. There we go. My pretty girl. We're just gonna get you warmed up. Get you dried off, and then Dad will go stick you in your enclosure. We'll go stick her in her enclosure so she can get in her heat while you see her eyes. What's happening, Evie? It is great to see you. Did you get my message? Did you get my message, Evie? I gotta go put this guy away. I sent you a message through Instagram. Casey said that he's getting some of your lizards because you moved them. Sounds like you're going. You're headed to Puerto Rico. You're headed to Puerto Rico and you're moving. And Casey said that you were sending him a bunch of some of your geckos and stuff. Oh yeah, that's fine. It wasn't a big deal anyway. It wasn't like fucking it was an emergency. I you and I had talked. I'm sorry, I'm readjusting my tripod again. Now that we're out of the tub. But anyway, no, I was just he said that you was getting ready to move. Yeah, I don't fucking blame you. I don't blame you, and I'm so sorry. It sucks that the fucking world's so fucked up. And I don't know. I don't know if it's ever gonna get any better. Honestly. You know. Yeah, you're retiring, fucking right. So are you going back to Puerto Rico? You're going back to Puerto Rico, right? But no, I wanted to ask because he said that you're gonna be able to keep your snakes, so right? You're gonna keep your snakes. Yeah, so I thought so because fucking you said the only when we talked and you said that you thought about getting Boas, you said the reason you had is because you was thinking about going back home. But you said that you already looked into it back then that you were going to be able to keep your Boas. I mean ball python. So that's awesome. That's awesome. But you know how it is, and you've already been doing it. I would keep it on a low key over there just because you don't know how the law could change. You know, Evie does things right. Evie doesn't post snakes, and she doesn't post a lot of animals for the simple fact so nobody can fucking, run their mouth to a landlord or whatever. You know what I mean? And it makes sense. Fucking, somebody that fucking doesn't like snakes and is petrified of them, she doesn't have to worry about somebody in her building going, oh my God, this girl's got a bunch of snakes and I don't feel comfortable. And getting in a situation where the landlord comes to her fucking says, "Lo, you got to get rid of your animals and shit." So that is something to keep in consideration before doing videos and stuff. They must have boas out there. I would think, huh, Dale? That's probably why they fucking won't allow boas is because they got a climate like Florida where they fucking thrive. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you, Evie. You deserve it for sure. Yeah. Maybe she will get one. Maybe she will get one, Dale. Maybe you'll be able to find one that will just hang out around your house so you won't even have to take care of it. You know what I mean? You'll be able to hang out with it and all that and not have to fucking take care of it. Might be able to just fucking visit with it every day. Oh yes, absolutely. Oh, I'm sure invasive ones, but I got a feeling, most places now, if they've got the perfect, climate for snakes or any reptile now, they're gonna start fucking putting bans on everything because you got so many shitty fucking keepers. If everybody would fucking take care of the animals, and if you got to get rid of it, you make sure you get rid of it to somebody that isn't just gonna go and get tired of it and let it loose outside. It's horrible for the animal because anybody that thinks you can take a captive fucking bred animal and throw it in the wild, that the fucking thing is instantly going to be able to take care of itself, you're fucking an idiot. Just because it's warm enough in it that it's not going to die because of the climate doesn't mean that fucking snake's going to have any idea how to get food for itself. I gotta see. It's you. Yeah, my third like. No, we've all been good. Wife's good. You know, we're like in our new house, minus the fucking neighbor. There's always a fucking neighbor. It's always a neighbor, ain't it? Yes, I got 5 likes. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. Thank you guys for fucking coming and hanging out. But yeah, I am going to start doing 10 o'clock again. 9 o'clock's just too much running around in the morning. Wife fucking takes off out of here by 7:30. And I'm going to start doing snakes before I do my live like I used to do. I'm going to do, so that way I'm not taking a half an hour or whatever it is out of my live to sit here and go through tubs. You know what I mean? So, but I think so. We'll shoot for 10 o'clock tomorrow. Be a better time. Better time for me. All right, where's my cigarette? I guess I can go drain that tub. Well, I guess there's no need to ask you how you're doing. You're excited. How long before you leave on that jet plane? Or are you taking a jet? You gonna travel or you flying? Well, I guess flying is traveling. You okay? You driving or you flying? Driving and crying. No, but obviously how soon do you think, or do you hope to be leaving? You gonna do it this summer? Is it gonna be sometime this summer, or you think maybe next year, or just before winter? That's awesome. I hope everything goes right. I hope everything goes right. Fucking nobody's got a crystal ball, and the way the fucking world is now, who the fuck knows what's gonna go on next week? I'm not I'm not trying to fucking not trying to kill nothing for you. I'm not trying to fucking kick you in the ankle or nothing, but Jesus fucking Christ. I didn't even know if we were gonna get this house. No. Yeah, good. Yes, for sure. No, we're all gonna fucking have best wishes for you. That's for damn sure. Like I said, it's just so fucking scary right now. You know, it's not so much around here, but it always starts in your big cities before it gets here. You know. Yes, that would be awesome. You can show us Puerto Rico. Fucking, I would love that. I would love that, Evie. Take us around town. Take us around, show us the sights, show us the beach. I would love that. I know everybody else here would too. That'd be awesome. You know? Yes. Yes, that would be amazing. That would be amazing, Evie. I would like to see that, for sure. No shit. That's awesome. That's so awesome, Evie. But you got to have a basket so you can bring your snakes with you. And your little dog too. I hope I even louder get that music from the fucking Wizard of Oz. I'll get that little dog. Oh my God, Evie. Yeah, Dale's in here, Evan's in here, Julia's here. Fucking Casey might still be in here, but he's on his way to work and he can't type if he is in here. So, but yeah, no, it's pretty much almost the whole crew. Danielle did reach out and actually like a couple of my posts on Facebook. So I don't know if I don't know if she's around anymore. Yeah, he's mainly RC now. Dale's mainly RC. Yeah, I haven't. Heather's commented on a couple of my videos, but I haven't talked to her recently. But Heather was still popping in there. It was pretty much just Danielle that wasn't popping in anymore. And she wasn't posting for quite a while either. So I think, yeah. Yeah, and like I said, Danielle actually liked a couple of my posts on Facebook, something, my dog or something. So, but she hadn't posted in a long time, so I got a feeling that fucking probation date, that probation, we talked to her the morning she was going to probation. And I got a feeling that something must have gone wrong because we didn't hear from her after that. And it was quite a while, fucking, but, and I sent her a couple messages too, and I never got no message back, telling her, geez, I hope I didn't say something wrong or something. And I never got nothing back, but I noticed that she wasn't posting, so I don't think she actually fucking, saw any of that shit. So she might have been actually gone for a while, or maybe she was just busy for a while, had probably fucking life. You know how it is, life comes up. And yes, I've been watching Chris. I watched his live the other night. I actually commented. He read my comment over the video. Well, it was a live, over his live. Like, no, I've been watching him here and there. No, it is good to see him back. Sounds like he quit his regular job and he's back to just selling snakes again. And it sounds like he's going to start posting videos on the regular again because, he's back to that's what he's doing to make money. So, you did? Yeah, my wife did too. I was in making coffee in the other room and my wife goes, "You must have commented, huh?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" She goes, "Because he just read it." He is smart as fuck, and he is. We was just talking about it a little earlier. Dale and I first were talking. I told Dale, it was Bobby in the unboxings that got me over my fear of snakes and thinking that this could be something I want because Bobby was so fucking chill. You know what I mean? And I was just like, look, he's just hanging out with him, fucking, and doesn't care. And I was like, oh, and I kept watching him. And then Dale and I started talking and said, yeah, he's kind of weird, but Jesus, the guy knows his shit. Kind of the same thing with fucking Brian's Boas, The guys might be weird, but they fucking know their shit. And yes, he always does educational videos. Fucking all his videos, he's always got something in it educational wise. The spectrum, it's got this and it's got that in it. And he did, you must have watched the video that he said how the breeds that are dying off. And because he said normals, and then last night or the other night he says his number one selling snake still is a normal. You know, when he goes to any shows, he says that's the number one selling snake. He says because 9 times out of 10 people come out and say they don't care what snake, they just want the cheapest one. And I look at my wife and I go, that's what fucking pisses me off about normals. And I said, and that's why I don't give a fuck if they're only a $50 snake. I'd like to see everybody just go, look, normals, $200. That's it. Don't give a fuck that they're nothing special or not. They're $200 fucking dollars. And if everybody just went and said, hey, they're $200, okay, they might not get sold, but at least they wouldn't be going into fucking households that are probably just going to let them loose when they're over it. Or they're just going to give it to somebody else because they don't care, you know, and they're not even going to care whether that's even a good home that they're giving it to, you know, and that's what pisses me off about normals. And that's the only reason I said I didn't want to, you know, I know, and that's it, you know, and I honestly think that we all breeders could do something about it and just say, look, plain and simple, bottom line, okay, not 200, but $100. You know, males are $100, plain and simple. Let's make sure these aren't just throwaway fucking animals. You know, because the market's what dictates how much something is. You know, so if everybody just said, look, let's wake up and fucking stop fucking making people think that these animals aren't worth nothing, and let's fucking draw the line at $100 fucking dollars. Because $100 is still going to make somebody stop and think before they fucking spend it. Not everybody, but most everybody is going to stop and think before they spend $100. You know, I know all 3 of mine make amazing. They're amazing pets. Is that somebody new? Oh no, I caught the end of it. No, I mean no, and that's the thing. You know, there's still like, I don't know, I think anywhere from $35 to $50 at my local pet store, you know, shop. Now, if you go to a show, I've heard them go for males $20 and females like $35. And I don't give a fuck. You know, nobody would like my table because if I had fucking normals, they'd be marked at least $100. And I'd have people going, why in the hell do you think your normals are so much more money than everybody else's? Because my snakes, whether I plan on keeping them or whether I plan on selling them to somebody else, they mean something to me. And I want fucking people to realize that these aren't throwaway animals. There are no throwaway animals. There is nothing out there that you could spend cheap enough money on that it would ever be feasible or ever anybody to think that it was ever right to just go and give it away to somebody without fucking, you know, having a clue what they're taking on or whether they're even gonna serious about keeping it and that plan on keeping it for any length of time. You know, there's too much of that. And I really wish everybody could get together and say, look, I don't give a fuck. Everybody's just bottom line, your normals are $100. I don't give a shit. You know, if you don't like it, stop producing them. You know, and I get it. Sometimes you have to, but stop producing them then. If you got so many fucking normals that you got to sell them for $20 a fucking piece, then stop fucking producing normals. And because there are ways to fucking never produce a normal, you know, so stick to that. That's what I say, you know, because animals aren't no more than a human is a throwaway, you know. Nothing that's alive is is just worthless and a throwaway. Everything has its purpose here on this planet, you know, and humans are the worst. We are the worst things on the fucking planet. We really are. Yeah. Phoenix is a clown het for pied, right? I'm pretty sure fucking Phoenix was het for pied. Or is she the het for albino? Phoenix and Romeo are Hughes level. You got me. All right, I'll pull out both of them. Because I can't remember what Phoenix was. I think Phoenix is het for pied. If Phoenix is het for pied, this is mom, and she just shed last night. This is Duchess. And if Phoenix is het for pied, this is mom. And look at how big she is too. She is a big girl. Oh, she just ate the other night. She just shed, but she hasn't gone to the bathroom yet. That's why she looks a little chunk. But this is mom to the clown het for pied. And this is mom to the clown het albino stuff, which I think you had one of each, but I could be wrong. But there's mom, there's the other one to give you a little bit of comparison. Look how long Duchess is compared to Feisty. You know. Whoa! Well, we just lost a snake on the floor. There you go. See how long she is? Look how long she is. She's a beast. But believe it or not, Caesar's longer than she is. But yes, this is Duchess. This is a clown het for pied, but I'm thinking she's not much het. But yeah, she's a big girl compared to Feisty. Feisty's, you know, I would say more along the length of what your normal males would be. You know what I mean? She's not a big girl for sure. You know, but here, let me get Dad out now. He just ate too. He's got a big old rat in him. See the big old rat right here, right about where my hand is. But that's Dad. If we're talking clown het for pied, this is Dad. And you see, he's not very big. You know what I mean? He's actually he's smaller than fucking Feisty. You know, but he is still growing. So we still got some ways to go. But yeah, he ate a large rat the other day. So, but that's the clown het for pies. If they're clown het for albino, this would be mom. And this would be Dad. This would be Dad. If you're talking clown het for albino. This is what Dad looks like now. He's still pretty bright. But, you know, he's faded quite a lot. That's why it's, you know, a lot of his pattern's not showing up real good here on the camera. But he does have a better pattern in person. Right there, you can kind of see it, I guess, huh? But this is Blaze, and Blaze is a sweetheart. Both these guys are. These are my two super sweet for freaking snakes, man. You know, It is funny though. You know how I always say, oh, all my snakes get along. They do, but I have a couple of males that if I have if I have another male on that table, they start acting all weird. I mean like weird. Like they're not biting, but they start like fucking getting all straight and right out and looking right up at me and shit. Like they, you know, it's like they get so concerned and worried about that male that everything is a big deal. You know what I mean? Like everything is that male snake that they're dealing with. It's weird. It really is. But yeah, this girl, it's just like Dale's that fucking Dale had one that he called, you know, I can't remember what he called a Cujo and fucking, you know, and then turned into the biggest, sweetest snake. That's fucking feisty. You know, feisty, it don't even fit her no more, but I like the name, you know, and it does remind me that, you know, but she wasn't really even bad enough to call her feisty. I mean, Dale's snake acted way worse than this girl. You know what I mean? That's why Cujo was a great name for fucking Dale's snake that he got in the beginning from Camo Constrictors there. Fucking that fucking thing, Camo said came right out of the egg. Fucking doing that, striking. You know what I mean? But you know, Dale proved just what everybody always says, you know, that you spend a little time with any snake and they come right out of it. And now he said I don't, it wasn't even a month later, he goes, yeah, I almost need to change her name to Snoopy now because she was so sweet now. And same thing with Feisty, you know, but I'm not going to change her name. Yeah, that's what he said. I remember Camo saying she was mean and nasty right out of the egg. You know what I mean? But she also ate good. You know, she ate good. You know, so you know, sometimes you know them being a little like that right out of the egg also, you know, makes it a little easier for feeding. You know, but because honestly, fucking, I would rather have a snake that's a little defensive than one that don't want to eat. You know what I mean? That's way worse for a new fucking snake owner. You know, just getting them to eat's got to be way worse. And she's starting to choke me. Oh, what's going on, Skeeta? A white snake with black eyes. I've my snake that's got spider in it has got the black eyes. But have you looked at them real close? Because sometimes those black eyes are actually really red eyes, but you can't tell. You know what I mean? Sometimes they actually have like red eyes, but they look black. Mine's the opposite. He's got black eyes, but every once in a while it almost looks like he's got like the normal, you know, blue-eyed Lewistic eyes, but they're not. You know. Yeah. Yeah, so some you might want to look real close because they might actually be like super red, but they just look black. You know, but yeah, some of them have like really dark red eyes, but they just look black. That's cool. And you rescued it? Did you get it at a pet store or somebody surrendered it? Because it's always nice to get those, you know, free snakes. I'm sorry. Oh, it doesn't happen very often, but you know, I tell anybody if you don't have a ton of them, ton of snakes, there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking in fucking, you know, free snake. My baby's looking. You talking to me, Evan? You can't be talking to me. Oh, Julia's babies? Oh, I get it. Surrendered while you was at a reptile store. Lieutenant Dan. Yeah, I bet. I bet he is, because fucking, I'm telling you, he was such a good boy here. I mean, they all were, but oh no shit, that sucks, dude. My daughter woke up yesterday to fucking frozen pipes. That's the one thing I can say since we moved, now that we moved into an actual house. I don't have to worry about frozen pipes no more. My basement stays fucking like 50 degrees. Fucking, yeah. Captain's like that. Captain, every night, going through. Yeah, it was cold here too. We've had fucking colder than during the day. It was -18. But yeah, it's what the fuck? I put the wrong girl in the wrong tub. I put you in her tub. I put Duchess in the wrong fucking tub. No shit. Yeah, but you live in an apartment house too, don't you? Jeez, fuck yeah, I tell you what, it has been cold. Yeah. Oh, guess I better give her some water. Oops, sorry, girl. I just got her tail. Because I wasn't paying attention. You've got water. You've got water, girl. This girl wants to hang out now. She says, I want to hang out. I haven't gotten any more snakes, Evie. Oh, you're in a double wide? I didn't know that. I thought you was a... Did you move? Oh, yeah, that will do it. Yeah, let me guess. You didn't fucking figure it out until after you had fucking frozen pipe, too, huh? Yeah, that'll fucking do it in a hurry. All you gotta do is open up a fucking air path. All right, you take care, Evie. I'm just about out of here, too. I got some shit I gotta get done, too, still today. So, I'm gonna be taking off here, too, Evie. So, but thank you for popping in. I appreciate it, Evie. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, you've been there. So it is the same place you've been at. I thought it was an apartment. I really did. I thought the videos when we were shooting the chip back and forth, I thought fucking you was like in an apartment building. Doesn't matter. I fucking... One or the other doesn't matter to me. I never look down at fucking nobody fucking... You know what I mean? But but obviously it's surprising because, like I said, fucking, I've always had frozen pipes. This is the first winter I haven't had to deal with frozen pipes, and it's fucking been a godsend. Everything, it worked pretty fucking good too. Honestly, it was our first time fucking buying a house, and we thought that's the thing too. If I could give anybody any advice when it comes to buying a house, when you go look at a house, most of the time we all figure it's going to fall through because this wasn't the first place that we put a fucking, a bid on. But what we failed to realize is, we figured during the times that we're in that if somebody asking, say, 200,000, if you offered 220, wouldn't be, would be considered a decent bid. Well, I guess it's not. I guess when people fucking say what they want for money, it's not really what they want. They want more than what they're asking. According to our fucking realtor, which we hated our realtor. We ended up finding our own fucking house. The only reason we got a realtor is because we thought that in order to fucking look at, more places, we'd have to get a realtor. That's not what happened. We got a fucking realtor, and all she ended up doing is dealing with another realtor that was selling the house anyway. So all we had to do was contact a realtor that was fucking dealing with the house. And by having two realtors, I having our own, we ended up paying $8,000 to our realtor and $8,000 to the fucking realtor that sold the house. Our realtor didn't do shit. She didn't do jack shit enough to fucking cost $8,000, and she was a fucking bitch. We almost got into it because she fucking acting like fucking, you can tell she doesn't like men, for one. Well, that's what happened. A couple of them, one place came out on the market, and we offered them what they were asking. And, we didn't know. So then, we got shut down on two because we put offers in on two houses. One of them we did offer more than what they were asking, a lot more, like 50,000 more. But somebody loved the house more than we did, which I didn't really like it anyway. My wife liked it, but I didn't because it was right off a main road. And that just means lots of traffic flying. And it was kind of close to the road, which meant, more worried about my dog, which he doesn't go in the road, but there's always that fucking, time that he could, something runs out into the road and he chases it, without thinking. So I was glad we didn't get that one. And then this one came up, and when we first started looking at it, they wanted $320,000 for it. And I didn't want to spend more than fucking $200,000. I actually told my wife if we could find something around $150,000, $175,000, I'd be ecstatic, fucking, and I'd be happy. But my wife has got more, cares more about that kind of thing than I do. So she kept showing me this house, and I go, man, it's just fucking way too big. It's 27, almost 2,800 square foot. Fucking just under 2,800 square foot. And I go, wow, that's going to cost a lot to heat. And then we looked into it because they disclosed all that, what it cost them to heat it for a winter. And they went through, what was it? 800, they went through 700 gallons of oil, and they went through 2 cord of wood because they didn't have any heat pumps at the time. And that's what they were running. They did have propane backup, but they weren't using it. So I told the wife, I said, holy fuck, man, we're normally only fucking put 2 tanks of oil in fucking in our old trailer, and yeah, we about froze to death still. I mean, we didn't, but we kept it at like 68, 70. It was a lot cooler than I fucking wanted to have it, put it that way. So I like fucking about 72, 74. Well, anyway, and it was breezy. The trailer was breezy, put it that way. Fucking, you sit down on a couch and you fucking feel air blow across your ankles. It wasn't fun. So anyway, fucking, I was like, man, that's way too much. Well, then they installed a heat pump in the kitchen. And I go, all right, well, right there is going to fucking drop the fucking oil price down significantly right there, you know? And then, so anyway, fuck, long story short, we looked into it and it kept going down. And then they put a brand new septic in. They put a brand new well in. It's got a brand new roof over the whole 3 sections of house. All brand new roof. Some other brand new shit, fucking too. Oh, decks, brand new decks. Fucking, you know, brand new roof over the deck. It's got 2 decks. One deck out the front, the whole front is got a roof over it, and then the side deck is just a deck with no roof over it. Still got handrail. We got 3 steps, 3 different fucking sets of steps to come up onto the deck because it's a wraparound. It's like an L, but only half of it has a deck over it, you know, roof over it, and then the other's open. And so they did all that, and it was under contract, and for some reason it kept fucking, you know, it fell through, didn't get sold. And then we got looking again, and then it went up for 230,000, 220, something like that. Well, we put a bid in for 235, 232, and we got it. You know, they accepted our offer, and that just goes to show you that just because you see the place that you'd like to live in the beginning for too much money doesn't mean that if you watch it long enough, it might come down and come down. I mean, it came down $100,000. You know, it was 320,000, and we got it for like 220, 230. So it came down almost a whole $100,000, and we ended up grabbing it, and we still didn't know if we were going to get it or not. And it took fucking overall from the time we went and signed the signed on not closing, but when we signed the closing, it was 40 something days, 30 something days. 30 or 40 something days till fucking the day of actual signing paperwork and getting the keys to the place. But it took longer to fucking find it. And don't think that your realtor, if you go through a realtor, that your realtor is going to go and be looking at every fucking house out there. They tend to look at houses that they're going to make the most fucking profit off. So they might not send you what would be considered your perfect house because they're not going to make enough fucking money off it. So you still got to use your own diligence to look for a house still too, while you're having your realtor also supposedly look. But I'm telling you, we know, because the fucking houses that she kept sending us weren't even what we wanted. We told her we wanted out in the country and this and that. And she tried telling us that we couldn't get into a house like this out in the country for the amount of money that we got it for too. Because in the very beginning, I found a place for fucking 200,000, had 21 acres of land, and it had a house on it, 2-story, wasn't big spacious house, but it was like 1/8 a mile back in off the road, private road, only 2 places on it, which also fucking determined why we didn't want it, because it meant that me and him would have to plow it. We'd have to maintain the whole road. And I didn't want to rely on a fucking neighbor being a good neighbor and us, you know, reaching an agreement on how to maintain the road. And it had a well that was too close to the fucking, the fucking leach field. So the fucking whole well and leach field were going to totally have to be redone again. And we still could have probably got that place for fucking under what we spent on this place. And it was like 45-minute drive for the wife and all that. But she tried telling me that we weren't going to be able to find any place fucking for around 200,000 with more than 5 acres, you know, and for the amount of money we wanted. And no, I didn't get 5 acres. I got an acre and a half here, you know, but we got a big old house. We're on a fucking dirt, we're not on a dirt road. We're on a secondary road, and there's only a few houses on this. We got 2 Amish families that live on this road. They go by with the horses and buggies every morning. You know, 2 or 3 times a day we see them go back by. You know, wicked friendly, wave. You know, we still have the same problem that we did at the other place. Some fucking people like to ride, you know, drive like fucking mad. They drive way too fast. But it's a quiet fucking road. It's way quieter than our last place. We're off from the road about as far as we was the old place, which isn't as far as I'd like to be off the road, but it's still where it's a nice quiet road. We don't have a lot of traffic, you know, a lot less traffic. And it is, for the most part, it's really quiet here. You can go outside and you don't hear, you know, anybody fucking being irritating. You know, fucking, my closest neighbor is across the street, and the next neighbor is probably 100 yards that way. This one's probably 200 yards that way. And our next neighbor on the other side of the road that's closest to him is probably 200 yards that way. And the one up the road here on the same side as him is probably 300 yards. So we don't have like a lot of neighbors, just he's kind of close because he don't even really have a driveway. He parks like right on the side of the road, out in the road. He's got no consideration either. He'll park right in the middle of the road and make people drive around his truck because he's too lazy to pull in his dooryard to get out of his truck. He has somebody drive him around all the time, and he's my age, I'd say. He's not fucking, you know, and he doesn't have any major fucking issues. He doesn't walk with a cane or nothing. He's just a lazy motherfucker. He's got fucking people that brings his trash out for him out of his house, and fucking people pick him up right at his front doorstep because he won't even fucking walk, you know. I don't know. He's just irritating. There are a bunch of pillheads or something over there because he's got a lot of fucking questionable people over there. I mean, way worse than I've ever had at my house. You know, they look like they all just came from the methadone clinic and show up over there. Literally. When we came to look at this fucking place, the first time we came to look at the place to buy it, fucking he had some chick passed out in her car right in the side of the road. I mean, in the road, side of the road. Fucking passed out with her head up against the window with her mouth wide open going, just sitting there. And I'm like, what the fuck? He and his buddies are standing around the car chit-chatting, and she's sitting there with her fucking mouth wide open, look like she's dead in the car. And we were just like, what the fuck? And as soon as we pulled in, I looked at my old lady, I go, great. I said, we're fucking trading one pill head for another one. You know, but at least we don't share a driveway with them. They're across the street. We don't share a driveway. I don't have a pillhead living behind me no more. So this is still better than our last location, other than he's got a lot more pillheads around than my last neighbor. But yeah, it's fucked up. It really is, Dale. I mean, no matter where you move, it's evident that you're always going to have somebody or something. The only thing that I do have to look forward to is this place is a lot nicer than his, inside and out, because the guy that visited over there came over here and talked to me. I mean, one of the guys, he was a truck driver, and he was just staying with him so he could go to his school because he was up from Machias. He lived in Machias, and he had fucking truck driver school. So he met this guy, and this guy said, oh, you can stay with me while you're going to school. So he was tested and all that. So the most he could do was drink, you know what I mean? So, and he said, you know, those guys are fucking out there, you know what I mean? And he goes, yeah, he couldn't wait to get his license, get the fuck out of there. Because literally it was just a place to stay so he could get his truck driving license done. And he said he was there all last summer. Well, he came over and said the floors are falling in and all that. He said fucking the place inside, he said, is way worse than the outside. And they turn on the heat and literally we can see steam come out from the basement, like out of the walls, comes flying, shooting out. I don't even know what they're using for heat in there, but when it comes out, it comes blasting out from like the foundation straight out, and then you see it like fucking steam or something shoot straight up from the back side of the house. It's not coming out of a chimney or anything. It's just going right straight up like a ball of steam. We all sit here one day and we all going, what in the fuck kind of heat is that? That would just send anything straight up like that, and like right straight up in the air, and then like 30, 40 feet in the air, then it plumes. You know what I mean? It's like normally a fucking smoke comes out of your chimney, it bellows like this, plumes like this. This is going like straight up, like in a big fucking cylinder, and then about 40 feet in the air, and then plumes. It's weird because I was like, it can't be propane, even forced hot air. My fucking I had trailer furnace. There was just smoke kind of coming out like this. It didn't go right straight up. I mean, it's like shooting, like he's shooting fucking the heat in the air, like straight in the air. You know, yeah, it could be, I guess. It's fucking weird because it's every morning and it doesn't fucking do it during the day. You barely see him run any heat over there. I don't even know what he's running. He's got propane and he's got 2 chimneys, wood stove chimneys over there, but there's never any fucking smoke or any steam coming out of it. It's always behind, it seems like it's behind the house, like it's shooting up from the ground. It is wild because it's definitely like steam or something along the lines of fucking wicked hot air just being like blown right straight in the air, you know, and it stays together for about 30, 40 feet, and then it starts to, you know, do the, you know, breaking away. And it's like, even when it's windy, it's going straight up. You know what I mean? When my smoke's like going like this out of my chimney, this is still going straight up and then going across. It's what I don't have any idea what the fuck kind of fucking, you know, it's got to be some sort of forced hot air or forced steam or something. But it's just fucked up too to see it come flying out of his fucking, straight out of his fucking foundation. You know, you can see the foundation and where the house and the foundation come together. That seam, it blows fucking steam out. And it's not always. It's like he can shut like sections of it off. You know, because just because it's blowing out the back side of the house, it's not always blowing out the front. Sometimes it's only blowing out the front and nothing coming out of the back side of the house. So it's like it's zoned somehow, but whatever fucking heat he's running in there, I have no idea. You know, unless it's like fucking, you know, those jet heaters or something. You know, but still, I haven't ever seen those like shoot air right straight up in the air. I mean, my buddy came over and he works at fucking at the mills, you know, fucking paper mills and all that fucking. And even he said, Jesus Christ, he goes, in order to look like that at the mills, he says, that's steam. You know, that comes straight out like that without like breaking off to go, you know, like a volcano shooting up, you know, when the smoke starts coming out, it goes straight up. Well, that's what it's doing over there. And there ain't no volcano over there. So it's weird. It's still, every time I see it, I go, what in the fuck is that? And it don't run long, you know, maybe 10 minutes, and then might not see it again all day until just before night, you know. And the whole front side of his fucking house that's got windows all got fucking like ice built up on it. You can tell it's got ice on the inside and the outside of the windows. Fuck, he must keep his fucking house wicked cold. And I sit in my living room, my underwear. I never could do that in the wintertime at my trailer. I would have froze to death. Now I get it 80 fucking degrees in my living room, and cause the heat bleeds off up to here. Cause we installed a heat pump when we moved in here, up here, so that way I got a heat pump down here, a heat pump down there, and we got a fucking fireplace in the living room. And I'm telling you, fucking, I love it. It's been the warmest winter we've ever had. You know, we normally, like I said, sit on the couch and we can feel, if it's windy out, we get a breeze in the house. With all the windows and doors shut, we still get a breeze. Well, that's what it looks like, but it's not doing the puff, puff, puff. It's just, you know, it's weird. I have no idea what the fuck it is. I don't. And it's so weird. That's why it's got me guessing still. Because most of the time, we get some, we go, oh, I wonder what that is. And that's the last we think of it. And every time I see it, I go, what in the fuck could that be? You know, it looks like he's just blowing heat out into the air. Oh, who would do that? But I don't know. But anyway, I guess I got stuff I've got to get done today, guys. So I'll be back tomorrow morning, but I'll be on at 10. So it's just too much, too busy in the morning trying to get the dog situated and everything else. And I want to come up and do my snakes first thing in the morning like I always did. I'll still do videos anyway. I just figured if I fucking shut videos while I was doing it, because I was having a hard time, you know, starting to do videos again because I was like, I don't know what to say and whatever. So I was doing, you know, so I was just like, well, I got to go through tubs anyway. I'll just throw the camera on. And if somebody shows up, they show up. And if not, it's not a big deal. I'm going to go through snakes anyway. So, but we will be back tomorrow at 10. I hope everybody has an awesome day. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. And hopefully tomorrow when we are all back together again, we can all say that it's nicer tomorrow than it was today. It is going to be here anyway. But thank you, Julia. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Evan. And Casey, if it's you or whoever else is in here, thank you for hanging out. And we will see you again tomorrow. And remember, if you can't be good at it. Cheers. For his backyard, I've got cameras all the way around my house, but I wish I could see on the back side of his house. And because he lives on across the street, I'm not going to go fucking... He uses my driveway. He fucking backs into my driveway to turn around. And it pisses me off because he has too much crap. And that's it. He's got this little like one-person camper sitting in his dooryard. He's got two vehicles in it, and then he's got his buddy's car that sits this way because he's got that fucking camper in his fucking dooryard. If he used his driveway like a normal person, he wouldn't have to fucking back into my dooryard, and it's really starting to piss me off because it's 2 or 3 times a day. And I've got a dog that happens to be out, and anytime somebody pulls in my yard, my dog runs towards the driveway, obviously, because he thinks somebody's coming here. Well, normally they're pulling in, so I don't have to worry about my dog, you know what I mean? But he's just backing in to leave. And it's like, I'm about ready to fucking, I got to say something, obviously, because he's not going to stop. He uses it 2 to 3 times a fucking day like it's no big deal. He acts like he's got no consideration for anybody else. It's the same guy that will park his truck. He'll have somebody drive him and park in the middle of the road to let him out of the truck so he can walk to the house, you know, and he had a car behind him when he stopped yesterday. It's not like it came up to him and he was stopped. No, they drove up the road together and then he stopped right there. And that car Instead of going on the left-hand side, he drove on the right-hand side of that truck. That's the side the guy was getting out, had his door and everything. I'm glad. I thought it was funny because most of the time everybody will pull on the opposite side. No, they fucking went and stayed in their lane and fucking drove around on the right side, which is the side he got out and was standing there when the car went around him. I was kind of hoping they were going to fucking yell at him, go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because that's what I want to do. Every time I see him, he does something stupid that you go, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He must be fucking lost. But anyway, I'm out of here. All right. Cheers. I know. I'll just keep going. Thanks, guys.